I'm Seiho Fukui from Nara Visitors Bureau. Thank you for attending our web seminar today about hidden Nara with the sacred sites and pilgrimage routes in the key mountain range. I hope you can get some idea from this webinar about and hope to see you in Nara on your next holiday. Actually, Japan is considering to reopening the border to travelers from selected countries, and Australia is listed one of them. So the day may come sooner than we think, hopefully. So I guess some of you already have visited Japan or even to Nara, but I believe most of you have just visited Nara city, where you can feed a deer and see Todaji Temple, the big Buddha. I'm introducing hidden Nara, where most tourists do not know, with many videos and stories. Before we start, I want to play a video about Nara city for people who are not familiar with this place. About the location, it's only 40 minutes from Osaka or from Kyoto, which is very easy to access. So that's why people just come here to visit to see deer and Buddha, and they leave. They don't stay here for a night. That's what's happening right now. And I have seen a review about Nara writing another day of Kyoto. Actually, if you only come here to see the temple, yes, it's like that. But there are actually many places worth to visit in this place. So I'm going to explain and introduce you the new destinations. But before we go deeper, I need to explain some key factors about this area. The area I'm going to introduce you is a part of World Heritage. It's called the Sacred Sites and Pilgrimage Routes in the Key Mountain Range. It's actually very hard to pronounce for me. This area was believed as a sacred area where gods or deities reside from the age of myth. And on and on 6th century, Buddhism came along, and they mixed together here. The native mountain worship and the Buddhism mixed together, and they become one unique culture here, one new religion here. And 3,000 millimeter of annual rainfall supports deep forest year round. So even if you come here in winter, you can see the greens. And another thing I need you to know is Shinto and Shugendo. Shinto is the religion or belief that we Japanese have from long time ago. And Shugendo was the new religion made in this area after Buddhism came along. I will show short videos about them to get a better understanding about them. And next one is I'm going to show about the video about Shugendo, which is syncretic religion, inspired mainly Buddhism, Taoism, and Shinto. This is a short documentary about Shugendo person, which we call Yamabushi. Shugendo, they mixed Buddhism and Taoism, Shinto put together and made one new religion. And you actually still see these people in this area. And this Shugendo is pretty important to talk about this area because it's already part of culture and part of history. Okay, finally, this is the destination I want to introduce to you at first. Is Yoshino. Is mainly famous for its cherry blossoms. There are 30,000 cherry blossoms in the valley. It's very beautiful in spring and also in autumn with the red leaves. This place is a Mecca of Shugendo. You can see this statue called sorry, Zhao Gongen. That's actually that's not from Buddhism or Shinto. That's Shugendo deity, and you can only see it here. And that's 7 meter high, and there are three of them, but they are actually one. I mean, they are one deity from the past, and present, and future. But they're actually one one deity called the Zhao Gongen. So this temple was opened by En no Gyoja, which appear in the video I show you in 1300 years ago. And in summer, in this area, if you come here, you can see these Shugendo people gather this temple and start their journey to Mount Omine, that is about 24 kilometers away. And in autumn, you can see these statues. This is only for this statue is only open in autumn. And I want to show the cherry blossoms, how it's like in spring in this area. If we talk about the Shugendo a bit more, the hardest training in this place is called Sennichi Kaiko. That means 1,000-day training. They go to Mount Omine, which is 24 kilometers away, and come back to this this Yoshino. So it's 48 kilometers in total. They do it every day for 143 days in a year, and they do it for 80 years in total, and make it 1,000 times. So, and that's first step. And after that, they go into the hall, this temple, and they stay there for 9 nights without sleep, without food, without lay down. And if they do it, they become they'll be called ajari. That's like higher monk. There are only 2 monks have done it before, and one of them is still alive, and he is doing a monk in this region. And access to Yoshino is actually pretty easy. From Osaka, especially, only 1 hour and 60 minutes, and there is a direct train to get there. So I recommend you to come from Osaka. If you come from Nara city, you need to transfer train twice, so that's a little bit hard. But from Osaka, it's pretty easy. So, and the next place I want to introduce is Dorogawa Onsen, which is close to Mount Omine, the Shugendo walk from Yoshino to Mount Omine. So that's very close to Mount Omine. So it's only about 24 kilometers from Yoshino. That's also in World Heritage, Tenkawa village. And if you come to this area, you can see 20 of these old ryokans for Shugendo. And it looks like you might feel like you're really back in time to the past. I will show the video later anyway. For example, this ryokan in the picture is 500 years old. It's, I guess, at least, because we don't know how old they actually are, because they made by wood. So once in like 100 years, it's burned down, and all the records are burned down. So they don't know, nobody know actually from when this village was there. But according to the legend, this village was believed to be opened 1,300 years ago by Oga. About this En no Gyoja story, this is the picture of En no Gyoja at right. And he traveled anywhere with these 2 ogres. And when this En no Gyoja is gone, he told this ogre to open inns for Shugendo, Shugendo people so they can train hard. And it's told this Oga actually opened this village, and still there is a person who is believed as a descendant of Oga in this area. And if you go there, you can still see the statues and the like historical monument from that area. And this is a Itinerary valley, which is I will show the video later. Which this is a valley nearby the Dorogawa Onsen. It's popular for swimming and hiking. The water is pure blue, and I'll show the videos. Atmosphere at night, really like different world, like long time ago. And this at Itinerary Valley, you can do some activities if you like adventures. Okay, so access to Dorogawa Onsen, I told you it's a hidden onsen, so it's harder to get there. It's only 24 kilometers from Yoshino, but it takes 2 hours to get there from Yoshino because you need to take a bus, and the bus takes some time. And even from Osaka, it's going to take two and a half hours. But still not so hard to get there because if you only take one train and one bus, and you're going to be there. So this is a suggested itinerary for your next holiday if you have a day around in Nara, in Kansai area. It's in the mountain, so if you have a big luggage, I want you to leave it in a hotel in Osaka or Kyoto, where you're from, and leave your luggage and head to Yoshino. And it will take 80 minutes, and enjoy the view from Yoshino and the temple that I mentioned before. Then move to Dorogawa Onsen. It's about 2 hours, and enjoy onsen and the view. And it's really in the mountains, so the sky is like super beautiful with stars. And in summer, you can see the fireflies too. And next day, you can enjoy swimming or hiking at the Itinerary Valley. Then head back to Osaka, or you can actually go to Nara city to feed Nara deer and see the Buddha. But it's going to take longer, so it's up to you. You might wonder where to stay, but in last few years in Nara, there are many new hotels are opening. For example, JW Marriott is opening next year, this year, and there are like some new good hotels are opening. And in Dorogawa Onsen, you don't worry because there are like about 20 or more ryokans like this. And this is my favorite on the presentation. It's at least 300 years old, and they have a private onsen. And there are a lot more like this, so you don't need to worry about the ryokans in this area. So I want you to remember about Yoshino and Dorogawa Onsen. That's all, number 1 and 3, because it's easier to access. But I will go through really quick for another places where I can recommend to, but they are harder to access. But if you are interested, please search it, and I hope if you are interested. So I'm gonna go back to number 2, which is Mount Koya is getting popular a lot. And the next one is Kawayu Onsen, number 4. It's the place where you can dig your onsen by yourself. This is summer, but if you come in winter, they already make a huge onsen beside the river, and you can just enjoy it. It's free. And the next one is a Odaigahara. So it's one of national park, and it's often in the mist. So when I go there, I couldn't see this scenery, but it was like this, and it was like different world. And the next one is Nosegawa. You can see a sea of clouds. So these 1, 2, 3, you can visit very easily. And 4, 5, 6, it's a bit harder. There are public transportation, but some of them you can only take once in a day. For example, the Odaigahara, there's a train and bus in the morning, one time, and coming back only one time in the afternoon. So you cannot miss it. But you can still get there. And this 7, 8, 9 from now is you need a car to get there. But it's pretty interesting, so I want you to show. Next place is Dorokyo Gorge. That's a little bit crazy activity they can do. The last one is Tamaki Shrine. This is on the top of the mountain, so you definitely need a car to get there. But the reason I want to recommend you this shrine is this shrine. This shrine is called a shrine where you can only visit when you are called by the deity of the shrine. So if you are not called, you cannot be there. Okay, so these are 9 spots I want to introduce to you. However, as I told you, number 4 to 9 is hard to access. But from 1 to 3, you can get there within 2 hours, sometimes within 2 hours. So I really recommend you to go there. If you need more information, please visit this website, visit Nara.jp. It tells you about these places. And hope to see Nara soon in autumn, hopefully. Thank you very much. So this is end of my PowerPoint presentation. Is there any question that you want to make? If you have, you can chat it. You can send me a chat. Can you have tattoos if you to an onsen? It depends on the ryokan, so you need to check first. But there are some. What are the best dates for cherry blossom? It doesn't last long, right? In Yoshino, because it's mountain, it's longer because it's bloom from the lower level to the higher up to the mountain. So the best season would be from the last week of March to second week of April, about 3 weeks. Do you have any recommendations for the winter walking tours? Winters. I recommend you Asuka. It's not in the list, but if you go there in winter, you can see the like, rice field with snows, and that's Asuka is like very old village, and the view is very nice. I want to send a picture later. What time is best to go to Odaigahara? You should go there in the morning because it's gonna take 4 hours to walk from the start to the end. Actually, it's gonna go circle. You start from like you start from top of the mountain and coming back to the top of the mountain. That's a route, and better to start in the morning so you can go back to city in afternoon. If 4 to 9 is difficult to get to, do you recommend a car? Yes, I do. Actually, from 1 to 3 also, if you can drive a car, it's better. I have seen an Aussie couple in the middle of the mountain, but and they stay there for 5 nights and they go around this area, but they drive, and that's very smart. Um, where can we find information in winter? I will send some link later. The autumn leaves all autumn are limited to certain dates too. Yes, it starts usually from the end of October to the first week of December. So it's longer than cherry blossom. It's gonna last like a month and a half. But November is the best season. Could you please show the first itinerary we enjoy Nara on Nari? Okay, I will show you the itinerary. Okay, so this is the itinerary. So if you can choose, I really definitely recommend you to come here from Osaka, not from Nara City or Kyoto, because it's the easiest to Yoshino. And they second going back to Osaka or heading to Nara City. It's a little bit different distance from Kyoto, so okay. So is all the onsen limited to just male or female separately? If it's private onsen, uh, yeah, okay. If it's private onsen, you can uh, you can bath together as a couple. Even I went there this year with my wife, and we took bath together. Okay, is there accommodation on the top of the Odaigahara or hike up to Odaigahara? There is a no accommodation, but you can camp there. You don't need to hike up to Odaigahara. There's a bus stop to the middle of Odaigahara. You can start to hike from there and then coming back to same place where you started. So you can take a bus again from there. So you don't need to hike up from the bottom. But there's no hotel or anything. You can bring your camping gears and you can camp there if you want to, if you could. So I think this is okay. Okay, thank you so much. So this is all, I guess. The sea could. Do we need to hike to get there? The sea cloud. Do we need to hike to get there? No, but you need a car actually. So I recommend you to hire a taxi in the very early morning, and they can take you to the spot. Okay. So is there anything else? If not, I'm going to finish my presentation. Okay, thank you so much.